47, and today, our theme of exploration, the Matrix. We begin. Within the next 10 years, you will start seeing an impossible shift in everything around you, across the world, if not already. This is due to an Oversoul agreement humanity has collectively made to shift Earth's current fourth-dimensional timeline into a different dimension, which we call the fifth dimension, containing much higher vibrational events and themes, and less low vibrational ones such as war, misery, anxiety, social problems, disease, toxicity, etc. Many of us are already living in those timelines, since everything exists here and now. But between 2027 and 2050, there will be a collective shift like none before. Something that failed to happen twice before on this planet, due to which a whole civilization had to restart anew after extinction level events. The last failure happened during the Atlantean times around 12,500 years ago. This time we are not doing a full-scale restart, but rather restructuring the old paradigm and the 3D matrix into a new one through a collective effort. Humanity, of course, is getting and will be getting more help than ever before from beings of all dimensions all throughout this process. All beings from across the galaxy are watching this rarest of events unravel as you participate in it. Due to the intensity of the process of this restructuring of the 3D matrix and its side effects, which has never been encountered by humanity before, it will become a matter of utmost importance to understand the matrix and how it works, since without understanding something you cannot make any wise decision about it. Same way, if you don't understand you are in a prison, you won't make an effort to leave it. You are on a sinking ship, you won't make an effort to leave it. The primary job of the Matrix is to create a scenario in order to keep you engaged by providing you with an experience, and also have no shortage of distractions in case you focus your attention on leaving it. The same guy who says, "I hate Japanese or Mexicans or blacks or Republicans or Jews or whites or Christians or Muslims," will never come to realize the woman he will marry frequents a sushi shop run by a Japanese. The avocado he eats is grown by a Mexican somewhere. The music he listens to is produced by a black person. The benefit he enjoys on a regular basis is due to a Republican from 100 years ago. The accountant that takes care of his business is a Jew. The shop he buys his car parts from is run by a white guy. The potatoes he eats are grown by a Christian, and the chef in the kitchen of the restaurant he frequents is a Muslim. All thanks to the Matrix. It's almost impossible to understand or catch it while at work, yet still it's always in the works, all around you. The Matrix works through deception and keeping everything separate, separation being the major theme of all negative frequencies available for exploration. And the key factor for the existence of the Matrix is always the existence of you and everyone. Without incarnate beings, the Matrix absolutely cannot exist. Hence, birth rate decline will always be treated as an existential threat to the Matrix. It can never ever let that happen. Welcome to the Matrix. Your reality is not simply a fixed, external, objective world. but rather a reflection or projection of consciousness of the soul, holding an incarnation within it. What you believe, assume, define, and feel creates the matrix you experience. This matrix isn't purely bad, but rather a playground, a field of possibility, a holographic environment in which you express and discover who you really are. You might wonder, then why does it feel so real? The game world for you might not feel very real, but for the gaming character on the other hand, it's as real as itself. Your soul or higher self is your gamer who is controlling you. Unlike you, your soul never dies. It just continues playing a different game with a different character. Thus, the matrix equals the system of definitions, beliefs, agreements, and vibrational patterns that produce the world you perceive. Why the matrix exists? The matrix, as a reality-generating system, exists for several key reasons. Number 1. Expression of consciousness. Each conscious being chooses to express aspects of itself through beliefs, preferences, desires, to the field of reality. The matrix then becomes the medium in which infinite versions of us and infinite frames of experience are played out. Number 2. Experience and discovery. The purpose of physical life is not to become more spiritual in some abstract way, but to have experiences, to discover, refine, and express one's inner reality outwardly. Through this, the matrix gives feedback, and hence, your beliefs create feelings, thoughts, behaviors, translated into experiences. Number 3. Agreement levels and shared reality. The matrix works because of collective agreements, including shared beliefs and definitions among many beings, in order to produce a stable outer world. Without some consensus, the environment would be chaotic. Some of the collective agreements holding the matrix would be gravity, air or atmosphere to breathe, etc., without which the relevant themes cannot be explored due to too much chaos. Hence, by default, the matrix will nullify various concerns of the physical reality to the factor of gravity, various laws of so-called physics, etc., so that incarnate beings don't have to worry too much about them, since worrying about these things will make the game or life within the matrix too cataclysmic to generate any benevolent experience in the long run. Number 4. Vibrational matching. Your personal version of the matrix arises from your vibrational state, comprised of your beliefs, definitions, feelings, thoughts, etc. You select the frames that match your vibration to manifest in your reality, and you cannot experience the reality frames that don't align with your vibration. In short, the matrix is a system set up so consciousness can play out embodied or incarnate versions of itself, manifesting realities as a reflection of internal states, the whole experience being the source knowing itself by exploring itself. Features of the matrix. Here are several features or characteristics of the matrix. Number 1. Holographic or frame-based reality. Reality is similar to a film strip of still frames that consciousness passes through. The appearance of time and continuity is an illusion and is a result of this shift in consciousness through the frames. Number 2. Multiple versions of self and parallel realities. All versions of you already exist. You are shifting or selecting which version you experience based on your vibration. The environment and other players are versions too. Number 3. The belief, feeling, thought, action, experience loop. Your definitions and beliefs generate feelings. The feelings drive thoughts, thoughts drive action, and action produces experience, which then reinforces the beliefs. The matrix, in this way, constantly gives you feedback in order to keep the reality running. Number 4. You are the creator and the projection. You are both the projector and the projected. The matrix is not an external prison, but your own creation in the sense that you allow it via your own vibration. Number 5. Glitches or anomalies. The glitches in the matrix are signs your beliefs and definitions are shifting, or that you are near the edge of one version and about to hop onto another. Number 6. Collective versus individual domain. Within the matrix, there is a personal domain, which is your own matrix projection, and a collective domain, which is the shared societal beliefs, consensus realities. Changing your personal vibration impacts your personal matrix. Changing belief widely shifts the collective matrix. How to get out of the matrix? The whole getting out of the matrix entirely is an ego-based idea, since it's more about becoming conscious of it and then choosing differently. Here are the key steps to unplug or awaken from the matrix. Number 1. Awareness of your beliefs and definitions. Recognize what you assume about yourself, others, and the world. Most of these were introduced into your system upon birth by the matrix. If you say you don't like what you see, change what you believe rather than blame the outside. Identifying beliefs that are exclusively properties of the matrix you were in and realizing the truth behind it will always be one of the key ways to understand it. Number 2. Vibrational shift. Alter your internal state, commonly known as the vibration, that precedes your reality manifestation. Change your feelings and expectations first and see how the matrix shifts. This shifting mechanism then can be utilized to think beyond the matrix. Allowing versus forcing. Instead of resisting or fighting the matrix, allow yourself to become the director of your reality. Let go of insistence, allow flow and trust manifestation. Resistance brings more of what you resist, hence understanding the truth behind everything will require allowing it to be what it is. Number 4. Act as if it is already there. Act in alignment with the reality you prefer, as if you already inhabit the version of yourself you wish. This aligns your vibration with that version's reality frames. Number 5. Stay in the present moment. Now is the only time you will ever have, and you have ever had. The matrix works through present moment focus rather than the past regrets or future anxieties. The more you are in the moment, you realize the connection of the past, present, and future with relation to the now. Making this connection beyond time of events helps you realize the true works of the matrix. Past and future are illusions of the time, an important aspect of the matrix, since it's how it keeps people in the illusion. If you look around you, almost everyone within the matrix are somehow stuck or influenced by the past and worried about the future rather than being in the moment, not realizing every moment comes with an infinite scope to manifest a new reality. Number 6. Use feedback rather than judgment. When something in your reality appears unpleasant, treat it as an information to utilize for a manifestation of a better reality. Identify what belief or definition within you may have produced it. Modify yourself accordingly by changing or removing such beliefs. Number 7. Integration and transcendence. Rather than seeing the matrix as wholly illusory or evil, integrate your mastery of it with a sense of oneness, since you are consciously participating in the creation of it. Despite the usual depiction on the popular media, the matrix is not a trap set by malicious forces, but rather a playground of consciousness, a system of creation, projection, and experience. You are both the creator and the creation. You create what you wish to experience, and you experience what you create. The key shift that awakens you comes from understanding it's not about the escape, but to wake up within it by realizing that you are the source of the reality you perceive, and by changing your inner world, you can change your outer world. By recognizing your beliefs, aligning your vibration, acting from the place of desired being, and allowing your realities rather than resisting them, you essentially mastered the matrix instead of being mastered by it. You are the matrix. The matrix is you. That realization is the doorway to freedom. You are now entering the crux of the matrix, where nothing is what it seems to be. Imagine a game you are playing now. This game is based on the historic setting of the era of the Vikings between 1872 and 1878 AD, While playing this game, you will experience how they lived, and what they did, what they wore, how they spoke, what they ate, and how they celebrated life, their beliefs, practices, food, rituals, way of living, daily challenges, conflicts, enjoyments, hobbies, fun, activities, etc. Now imagine playing a different game a month from now, such as this one, set in the time of the French and Indian War from 1754 to 1763, during conflict in North America between Great Britain and France, along with their respective Native American allies, where you experience a very different way of living, culture, or way of communication, attire, beliefs, practices, hobbies, ideas of party or fun, food, etc. Now imagine a few months from now you are playing a different game such as this one, or this one, each with a different set of experiences for you to explore, different set of limitations such as things you can do and cannot do. In some you are a pilot and you can fly a plane, and in some you cannot, since in that era plane didn't exist or wasn't invented yet, but you can ride a horse. Certain clothes you can wear, food you can eat, cultural beliefs you can explore or cannot explore. These games are the construct of the collective made through an Oversoul agreement of the Oversoul that the incarnated souls playing that game are part of. These game worlds are what we call the Matrix. The player, as in you, are analogous to the soul. It's the same soul playing different games of life in different matrices or matrices within various timelines on various planets. However, the consciousness of the soul shifts as it experiences various aspects of different games. The more it plays, the more it expands. In reality, you will never experience an environment like these from 800 AD or 100 BC or 1565 AD. But game designers can create a very similar virtual environment through intensive research on that era of history to manifest a similar experience. Same goes for movies, which can be portals to a different time, achieved via simulation of an environment far from the present reality. And same is true for the 3D Matrix, a simulation of an environment for experience that cannot be had in spirit or soul's realm, since from that perspective, everything exists all at once, and no separation is perceived. No matter what you've been told, or what you'd like to believe, or what is popularized in your zeitgeist as of now, at the core of the truth lies the fact: you are the Matrix. Each soul that holds an incarnation decides what the Matrix is, was, or will be. The same way the nature of the game depends on each and every aspect of the game designers behind it. The nature of the game depends on all the players and how they wish to play it. Without the contribution of each and every one of you, the Matrix won't be what it is. It's held by the Oversoul consciousness of all that's incarnated in any dimension within the corresponding Matrix. No matter what you do or what you believe is in effect, the truth of this can never go away. Why was the Matrix created? From a higher perspective, it was created to accelerate awakening, to trigger a spiritual evolution, and to master creation from limitation. This is how the 5D Matrix works. From a lower perspective, on the other hand, it was created to control populations, to maintain power, and to keep people asleep. This is how the 3D Matrix works. The Matrix, when observed from fourth dimension or higher, can be explained as a simulated projection of creative consciousness through breakdown of infrastructural consciousness in order to expand consciousness in the form of experience or through experience. The creative consciousness being a frequency of fifth dimension or higher. Everything is consciousness. The creative consciousness, which consists of the souls that create everything, that it experiences through incarnations crystallizes consciousness to give it structure in order to have something called a physical reality experience in the third dimension. Consciousness expands by means of this experience that happens between the incarnate witnessing self and what is being witnessed, both of which are part of what we call the matrix. Matrices are nothing but consciousness built by a set of collective consciousness in conjunct with each other, such as humanity and solar system collectives. Various collectives all across the galaxy, along with that of humanity, work together to make the matrix work. Due to the time construct dissipation past the fourth dimension, the nature of the matrix dissociates into a very different form compared to the third dimension, where the construct of the matrix is primarily manifested, meaning past the fourth dimension, as the essence of time dissipates, so does the nature of the matrix. It simply becomes a structural box held by space and time. The matrix is an array of experience consciousness arranged in the third dimension for a certain collective to explore. Earth Oversoul, such as Gaia Oversoul, or any Oversoul of any other planet or civilization, will have a set of matrices to explore in its lifetime in the third dimension. The matrix can comprise of a set of experiences mixed with challenges and fun that a certain collective chooses to explore the third dimensional reality with, or create reality with, in order to expand the consciousness as much as they can through growth of themselves. Matrix can be a set of experiences available for a certain collective to choose from in terms of the challenges, fun, and other themes of experiences that it holds within it. These set of choices of experiences will help the collective to explore, expand, and grow their soul to their incarnate selves. The matrix is created for the understanding of the lowest forms of consciousness from an unconscious point to the lowest form of separation from the source itself in order to expand consciousness. The source became unconscious and created separation from itself in the form of souls, and the journey of becoming conscious of what it is through everything and everyone, all incarnate selves of the soul, is what we call the experience within the matrix. The incarnate selves being the lowest forms of consciousness, going through the journey of being conscious of everything all there is. The first step to understand anything about the matrix in the third dimension is always to understand the world or essence of a video game. You cannot by any means avoid this step if you wish to understand the matrix, since the same reason humanity created the world of gaming is the reason the matrix was created in the way it exists. Games are created in a very optimized, organized, and ordained fashion to cater for a very specific set of needs when it comes to experience. Same goes true for the matrix. It exists to serve a very specific set of experience for the collective of souls experiencing it. The second step in order to understand the matrix in the third dimension being understanding the movie, The Matrix. But due to the nature of the medium, it can be hard to optimize various points from the movie in one go in order to understand what it's trying to explain. The nature of the medium being a film or a movie, individuals take a similar attitude to experiencing a movie when it comes to analyzing the movie The Matrix. The movie The Matrix was never manifested by humanity to serve as a movie, but as a manual or a blueprint. We'll explain the meaning of the movie The Matrix in a different video. You cannot leave the matrix in general term without moving past time, and the moment you move down the fourth dimension, you have to enter a matrix, meaning You cannot, unfortunately, leave the matrix despite the general idea meant to feed the ego. You can unplug from one matrix to plug back into another in order to have an experience. The only way you can truly leave the matrix is if you leave the experience of an incarnation in the fourth dimension altogether, through death or other exits such as NDEs or near-death experiences. When we say leave the matrix, what we really mean is unplugging from the third dimensional matrix and plugging into a fifth dimensional matrix. This way you can always use the matrix to work for you and utilize all aspects of the third dimensional matrix to manifest whatever reality you wish to manifest in order to have an experience necessary for your soul's expansion. Your soul incarnated within a matrix to have a third or fourth dimensional experience. As an incarnated self, you can unplug from one matrix and plug back into another. There are various matrices or matrices that exist within various dimensions, all containing the pertinent themes to experience for an incarnated soul. Since the so-called third-dimensional physical reality matrix mostly exists in its most significant essence within the fourth dimension, once you leave the fourth dimension and go back into the spirit in the fifth dimension or above, you cannot perceive the matrix in its true nature, except for a platform to have an experience within. The true essence or works of the matrix is only perceived in the third or fourth dimension. The matrix in the third dimension can switch as the timeline propagates due to major events which shift a collective consciousness held within a certain matrix. This is a picture of New York City from 1919, where every man wears a top hat and no woman wears a crop top in public. However, this is New York City from 2023, where everything is a very different environment, because they are in two different parts of the matrix, where the difference comes in due to the timeline shift. In the matrix on Earth from 189 AD, nobody thinks of landing on moon, in fear of being tagged as weird. But past the landing on moon event, it's a whole different scene. In the year 345 AD, every human being on this planet would probably tag anyone as nuts or crazy if they talked about landing on the moon. However, in 2025, landing on Mars is a prevalent topic. The matrices are built very similar to human game designers designing games for humans to play. The matrices once set, timelines are established through major checkpoints within them. You can play the game as many times you want, as many ways you want, via freedom of choice. But if it doesn't allow, you may have to stick to playing with the knife instead of a gun, or vice versa. Same way, if you are exploring a matrix in Japan in the year 1593, you may not be able to explore certain themes available to explore in Nigeria in 1135, or in the New York City in 2017, such as using an iPhone. Even though human beings will have freedom of choice, there's only so much they can choose from, and hence the timelines are limited to explore. But if you look at it from the third dimension, the choices seems unlimited. Hence, the matrices can be considered structural blocks in timelines for propagation of consciousness through experience. The nature of the matrix is the most structurally dense in the third dimension. The planet Earth will have a set of matrices or matrices for human collective or other collectives who has lived or will live, same as human beings, such as Homo erectus, Sasquatch, or future species, past 3000 AD. 3000 AD, there will be no human species as you know of now. You will evolve into a different species entirely, what you will come to know of as the 6th hybrid race, and the 555th civilization in the Galactic Council. Also the reason 5 denotes the frequency of humanity. This is also the reason some of the children that are being born are showing, and will start showing, very different traits compared to the usual children from your near past. Once the landing on moon event happens, or the nuclear bomb is invented, or electric bulb is invented, or airplane, or cigarettes, or vaccine, or AI is discovered or invented, a major shift happens within the timelines of Gaia, and all of Gaia collective consciousness is shifted altogether. Before the event of the landing on moon, every man thought of the moon to be a distant dream. But past the landing on moon event in 1969, everybody knows it can be done, and the whole consciousness within the matrix of the Gaia collective is quite different. Despite the general idea you cannot leave the matrix, it would be like living a game and still playing it, which is impossible. But you can, however, channel higher dimensional energy while in it, which means you can channel energies that are higher than the 3rd dimension while within the 3rd dimensional matrix. Such energies are unconditional love, bliss, joy, passion, etc. These energies are from outside the 3rd dimension matrix, or dimensions that are higher than the 3rd dimension, where your reality within the 3rd dimensional matrix exists. As shown in this picture, as you channel more and more energies or frequencies of higher dimension, you can shift from 3rd dimensional matrix onto the 5th dimensional matrix, but you don't exactly leave any matrix, you just unplug from one and plug onto another. As long as you are having an experience through an incarnation, you will be part of some matrix, higher the dimension of the matrix you are in. A better perspective you will have of the matrix from the lower dimensions. The nature of the matrix changes as you shift your consciousness to a higher dimension. It becomes very much like watching yourself play a game while you play it sitting next to yourself. This is your view of your 4th dimensional self in 3rd dimensional matrix from the 5th dimensional perspective. This is where you start calling yourself he, him, she, her, that guy or girl, instead of I, treating yourself in a 3rd person perspective. Some higher dimensional beings who can ascend to Oversoul level, such as Ascended Masters, Archangels, Light Workers, can watch themselves playing several games one at a time and manifest multiple lifetimes in one to the power of the switch. They do this by identifying the matrix they are part of, by leaving it and switching to a different matrix available to them. In order to keep the matrix propagating, anchors were created via emotions, beliefs, thoughts, etc. These help anchor or attach individuals or incarnated selves to the pillars of the matrix. There are 7 pillars of the 3rd dimensional matrix. These are religion, which is mostly the strongest pillar, education, politics or government, culture, money or economics, society or circus or celebrations, and patriotism. These pillars keep the engagement and experience real while you play the game of life. As long as there are souls who are willing to play the game of life through their incarnate selves, the game world of the Matrix will keep on running. Without an attachment to the Matrix through one of the pillars that holds it together, you will detach from the Matrix, and the essence of playing the game of life within the third-dimensional Matrix will be gone. However, playing the game of life within the fifth-dimensional Matrix is much more blissful, peaceful, but less intense due to lack of so many negative themes compared to the third-dimensional Matrix. Negative themes being the ones that create an essence of being separate from all there is. Hence, you will find that higher dimensional beings such as the Lightworkers, Archangels, and Ascended Masters will not be part of any social, religious, cultural, or political groups or entities. Collective consciousness keeps the Matrix intact through belief systems injected into minds right from birth, through conditioning, ensuring there is no breach in the Matrix. In other words, the existence of various matrices that exist in the third dimension depends on the belief systems that the participating individuals hold within themselves in order to have the experience of life. In the third dimensional Matrix of Iraq in 2011, a collective of individuals hold belief systems of how life should be through various social, political, cultural, and religious norms and practices, and henceforth, they will not experience life within the third-dimensional Matrix of Sweden in 2029 and that of Mexico in 1999. All these matrices are different in their features and what kinds of experiences they present to the incarnate beings responsible in holding it together. You hold the belief systems that shape the matrix of a certain region or part of Gaia within a certain time frame. And the moment the beliefs change, the matrix shifts into a new one. Once you manage to get out of any of the third-dimensional matrix by shifting or changing your 3D beliefs, you understand the ways the matrix work and change from country to country, region to region, from one period to another. Through shift in beliefs, ideas, through various events and tower moments, you are no longer held by time, which is the fourth dimension. Raising your vibration and belief systems to the fifth dimension gives you a much broader idea of how the intricate system of the matrix work in lower dimensions to various limiting beliefs which is hard to get rid of. These beliefs are held by ego, which those beliefs gave birth to in the first place, and are connected with the idea of ego death in case anyone should choose to deviate from them through other reinforcing negative beliefs, so that one may never even try to change their belief systems which they were introduced into in the first place. Matrix helps build an ego through belief systems within it, and this ego helps you have an experience through the lens of that ego. As you experience life within the Matrix, timelines propagate to the collective effort of all held within the Matrix. Once you decide to incarnate in the fourth dimension, you forget who you are as a soul, and need guidance to help navigate through life. Henceforth, you need the Matrix. The Matrix is most essential in the third dimension than any other dimension, since the inner knowing of the infinite potential is lost when crossing from the fifth dimension as a soul into the third dimension as your incarnate self. Once you subscribe to come to the third dimension, you subscribe to forget who you are in the fifth dimension or any dimension higher. Forget who you are since it causes interference in the present life if you're influenced by your other lives. Similar to playing a game, you cannot be worried about who is doing what around you. You have to be indulged in the game 100%. And similarly, while playing the current game, you cannot also be interfered by your experience of the previous games that you might have played, since the controls are different. Worlds, rules, limitations, environments, and other features could also be very different. If you don't think you'd be interfered by your so-called past lives, just imagine how many times you get drawn to your memories of the past just from this present life. A ship cannot sail freely if it's anchored to something. You are like a ship whose main criteria isn't to sit at the docks anchored, but to explore, move, and experience through journeys. The Matrix, with its pillars, are there to guide humanity as stepping stones, or the first stair in a staircase to explore certain part of the Matrix. But it doesn't quite mean you have to stay there. You can always step forward or upward if you wish. Guided by the various forces or controllers within the Matrix, humanity often stays stuck in the first step and repeats cycles. This is very much like staying stuck in grade 1 forever instead of graduating from your school. For example, in terms of soul's growth, if religion is considered step 1, spirituality or higher sense of oneness can be considered step 2 or step 3. Political party of one group can be step 1, while political incorporation of all groups into one could be step 2. Once a whole collective consciousness goes too far down a path where they get stuck so bad they cannot possibly explore any other aspects of other timelines, we say that collective has hit a karmic cycle. Once a karmic cycle is hit within a matrix, birth of path showers, messiahs, ascended masters, and others with a very different blueprint is triggered in order to show a path that can always be taken to escape the cycle. Once a set of timelines have been fully explored, the relevant collective consciousness will choose or manifest a trigger event where the matrix will shift into a new set of experiences. Such events can be addressed as tower moments or major events of change, before or after which a collective will have a completely different assessment of reality within their matrix. Such events could be invention of electricity, planes, AI, etc. Such an event of escaping a long-explored 3D karmic cycle or timeline has been manifested by the Gaia Oversoul as of now, the result of which is the 3D 5D split of the Gaia timelines between 2020 and 2050 of your year, and hence, starseeds, archangels, and lightworkers have come in waves as incarnations into the present timelines of Gaia in order to help humanity manifest this shift. But this time there won't be any singular persona such as Buddha, Joshua, or Moses that triggered the worship gene within humanity introduced by the Anunnakis, the creators of the modern Homo sapiens species, since it leads them into save us or we want to worship you mode instead of realizing their true infinite selves, leading to another spiral of negative events as your history will tell you. This time you will have no choice but to awaken and follow nobody but your higher self, should years this planet has never seen before, and we have come to end the 3D matrix. The old ways of everything is going away in case you haven't realized it yet. Look at the changes that are happening in all aspects across the globe. We will take down each and every pillar and restructure them to fit the 5D matrix by the year 2050 of your time. Economy being always the first pillar to fall, followed by the pillar of politics, the last one to fall being the pillar of religion. We as always of course urge you to ascend into 5th dimension before any of this happens, since it's not that it's going to happen, but rather already happening. Once you assume the Oversoul perspective of Gaia, you will know this, since you then are one with the timelines of your future and the past, existing in the now. As always, not everyone will be willing to leave the old paradigms of the 3D matrix, and they will keep proceeding along the 3D timelines until they feel like they have explored enough of the 3D matrix, and it's the right time for them to shift to the 5th dimension. This is the pendulum of the matrix. Imagine this is the matrix of the people of a country or region, maybe Germany, France, China, India or UK, or even the world. The whole circle represents all that can be explored within the matrix. The pendulum bob represents all 7 pillars of the matrix, such as society, religion, politics or government, culture, money or economy, education or patriotism. It moves back and forth between negative and positive events as the time passes. Through various factors, the timelines within the matrix shifts and the amplitude changes until an extreme amplitude is reached. The beliefs and ways of living are almost similar along these timelines, A-, B, B-, and C, C-, as long as the direction of the swing stays the same or doesn't change much, but only the amplitude changes. Each amplitude denoting a certain set of experiences available for the beings within the matrix. Once all the experience available within the timeline is explored through all possible amplitudes in a certain direction, the direction of the swing shifts and a new timeline is unlocked. Thus, once the extreme amplitudes possible for the pendulum to swing to is reached, the collective will shift onto a different theme of timelines within the matrix through the aid of a major event or a tower moment for the collective, after which that collective will no longer feel like going back to the old timelines anymore. Such an external push can be the invention of the light bulb or electricity, or the first vaccine or medicine, discovery of America, invention of airplane or telephone or computer, or the Great Depression or the Holocaust, or a major war, or the invention of the atomic bomb or its first deployment, the 2020 pandemic, etc. And once in a few millennia, we collectively agree to drop the whole pendulum and introduce an entirely new one. Once we realize all that can be explored through the pendulum of the matrix has already been explored. Such an event is unfolding in Gaia right now, and will end by the year 2050 of your time. The mechanism of the 3D 5D matrix restructuring happens through major shift in the collective consciousness of the Gaia Oversoul, consisting of the human beings and the other beings incarnated. With each major pillar fall, the 5D collective will choose more and more 5D or positive timelines, and the 3D collective will choose more and more 3D timelines, thereby gradually increasing the frequency difference within the 2 major sets of timelines, until the beings of each timeline won't be able to experience the events, themes, or beings from the other timeline anymore. Imagine each pillar of the matrix to be a big ship, sailing from the shore into the sea on their journey of exploration. Once in a while, when a matrix shift happens, these ships sink, and people from these ships take on the journey on smaller boats or smaller ships, moving forward, each with a different set of collective themes. These can be applicable to each pillar of the matrix, such as religion, where one religion branch off into newer and newer variety of branches with time. With politics, it could be the first ever political group splitting off into various political groups that you see now. In economy, it could be the branching and development of the first barter system trading items such as copper, grains, cattle, etc., to the birth of the present stock market, real estate market, bond market, or crypto market. But due to the process of the 3D 5D split, time has come where we will be sinking all these ships all at once, or so it would seem, since we have packed almost a century of events within the decade of your timeline. This will of course take place upon a collective agreement, which we have all agreed upon on an Oversoul level. Hence, it would be an understatement to say things are about to get impossibly busy. During the process of this mass sinking of these ships, you will unfortunately not have the choice to move on to other available ships, since due to the nature of the tumultuously turbulent waters, most ships won't have any chance of survival. Once again, this is the point of the storm, to help the complete eradication of all old systems for good, so that new systems can form. Now imagine the fifth-dimensional pathways to be like choppers or helicopters, moving from ship to ship, rescuing people from the sinking ships. These will be your best options to ascend into the fifth dimension, but not necessarily the only ones, but rather the ones with the best outcomes to peaceful paths forward. Once you are on the rescue chopper, you will have a better view of everything all around you. Due to the massive scale of these events, light workers and starseeds and other light beings from various dimensions have come in numbers never seen in most parts of the universe, and hence there's more light on this planet than ever before, if you know where to look for them. More and more people are waking up every day as a result of this. We recommend taking the best chopper that suits your need, as and when you see fit. No matter the outcomes, as always, some will go down with the sinking ships, but only cause they were so deep within the 3D matrix, they had no other option but to start anew within the 5D matrix, if you catch our drift. The art of letting go will be one of the greatest arts humanity could possibly master during these times. And that concludes our today's exploration. Our gratitude for your participation in the ascension journey of humanity. Feel free to like and subscribe to find similar videos in the future. Check out our videos from the Universe Unlocked series in the description. Comment here if you need more clarity on anything. Search for any specific topic that might interest or concern you. And remember to keep exploring. Until next time, 47, logging out.